Hey everyone, Julian here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this sick, crunchy, lock club, boys noise, Hermeth style, electro stuff. To go along with this video, you can get this full project file, samples, MIDI, presets. The entire template is available at the top of the description on my website. Don't miss out, guys. Really awesome template. It'll really help you get where you're trying to get with these tracks and give you a solid foundation to build the best track of your life. Links at the top of the description. Thanks for the support, everybody, and let's dive in. Alright, so we're at 147 BPM. Honestly, a bit faster for electro, right? But it works really well with these tracks. We start up here with this 909 kick. Pretty busy electro pattern, right? You can see there's no processing. I think if you get the right kick, you know, even though this stuff sounds super crunchy, you know, if you really just turn it up and it's the right kick, you don't need all that over processing. So I've got that. Then we got the 808s. So basically what's happening is it's kind of like two things. We have this little operator, and then it goes, so it goes, and then we get the other two. Right, so for the operator patch, what it's doing is it's just playing this one note. It's just playing G, that's the key we're in. And then, so it's a square wave. It's got a little bit of FM from a sine wave, which is a few octaves up, and it's all detuned, right? We've got a hard shaper, so that's like making it really crunchy, as you can hear. We've got a pitch envelope, and then that's what's giving it the brown. And then we're side chaining that to this little side chain up here, which is just playing the kick pattern. But this way, if you side chain it to this, it's a lot cleaner. So we've got that, and then there's the main 808. So here's the MIDI on this. If you look at it, so it's actually in F and G sharp. I think the pitch on this 808 is a little bit weird. But basically you can see it's mostly just F, and then we're going to G sharp a little bit. And it's really just gliding across different octaves. And if you look in the actual 808 here, you can see I have the glide set up. So what we're doing here is it's this can't relate 808. I'll just play you the original sample here. Right? So it's just like a nice, long, fat hip-hop 808. What I'm doing here is I've got it. I've actually low-passed it a little bit for this like main sub-layer. Right? Because if you're going to do these big, crunchy basses, the secret is that the sub-layer has to be really powerful and full, and then this mid, like the crunch that you hear, can sit on top of that, right? But you have to have that foundation first. So we have this, we're low passing it. You'll notice I got rid of the attack too, because if you listen to this 808, there's like that punch right at the start, which would kind of sound bad once you start to distort it. Like I wasn't really vibing with that, so I cut that, which is nice. You can do that really easily, and the low pass helps with that. And then we're just side chaining that so it doesn't get in the way of the kick. And we're also cutting out some of the sub. And that's another secret to the big crunchy tracks. You can get this whole thing louder with the mastering and like just get it a lot cleaner if you cut that sub on there. You see, it gets a lot crunchier in a bad way when I turn that off. So that's a big secret to really get this whole thing clean. Again, it's all these little secrets to make this track that sounds crazy and overly crunchy actually kind of like clean when you look under the hood. So then for the distorted layer, it's that same 808. We've got the glide set up the same, right? This one I have a bandpass filter though. So what's happening is it's like, I'll turn off all the effects and just kind of like go one by one. So it sounds like this. Then we're band passing it. Then I have a bit of chorus, which I like to do this into the distortion because it tends to sound cool when you distort the chorus. Then we have a pedal on the fuzz, so it's like the heaviest one. Amp, which is just being blended on there a little bit so it's not overtaking things. Sidechain, high pass, another EQ with a high pass, and also boosting the mids and highs. So this is going to fit with the sub and it won't get in the way. And there you go. And then on the group, all we have, so we got a little bit of the saturator. Here's without it. With it. It's subtle, but it just kind of glues everything together. a little bit more of a subcut, and then we're converting the bass to mono. So then we have the main snare. So this snare, it's pretty simple. There's really no processing on it, but it's a very cracky snare. And I think this is like, again, when you hear these tracks and you think they're super crunchy and there might be all this processing, how are they getting these crazy drum sounds? A lot of times it's not a lot of saturation or compression or anything. It's just the sample. Like with this and the 909 that doesn't have any processing and the sub that's just a simple clean sub. Like I said, like under the hood, even though it sounds crazy, it's actually just a very clean, simple track. We've got some more percussion stuff too. This is all just like 808 and drum machine type sounds. This clap hits on every other clap, so you kind of get like the snare and then this. This is like very much like the Hermeth hi-hats, where you've got this one 808 hi-hat just going and then the tambourine on the upbeats, which actually gives you a good groove with the snare. A little bit more 808 hi-hats. And then we have this wavetable hi-hat. So wavetable is not really used for drums a lot, but it can be really good. So what we're doing here is it's playing 16th notes. The pitch doesn't really matter. And then we're using this Radio 2 wavetable. So I'll turn off the effects and I'll show you kind of what it sounds like coming out of the synth. That's actually kind of like a crazy sound as well. But basically, it's the Radio 2. We've got a LFO moving that oscillator position around. An envelope on the pitch as well, making it a bit punchier. And then an envelope on the decay of the pitch as well. Then there's this vocoder, which as you can hear makes it, kind of like noise. So now it sounds like hi-hats. A little bit of chorus, because you want this, it works to have this be a little bit stereo. Some grain delay to give it texture, and then just a high pass. Just a nice little background hi-hat layer, and having some like synthesized percussion, I think with this electro style really works. A little bit more 808 percussion. See, it's all just 808, 909, and synthesis. And then we have the vocal. So, what's happening here is we're taking this vocal. Right, classic Memphis funk vocal. You know how it is. Like, these are used a lot for this electro style as well. So we got that. You can see there's even a little bit of drums in there, but as we bring in the effects, that'll get obscured and it'll disappear. So we got a little bit of overdrive. Which the overdrive, so it's obviously giving it a little bit of crunch, but it also really helps to just kind of bring it out of the dark. It's like without this, it's almost like a little muddy, and this just kind of helps, like right in this frequency range where you see right here, to bring it to life. So I recommend you try that for your vocals. It can really make it stand out in the mix if you're having trouble. We got a little bit of echo. And what we're doing is you can see the dry wet's up pretty heavy, and then this is like a really fast echo. So this is giving it that metallic kind of vocal like you hear. We got a 8th note delay, high pass, and then side chain. And then it just sits perfectly on top of the beat. And there we go. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe. Let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Go ahead and grab this full project file template. I promise it's going to really help you get your tracks where you've been trying to get them. If you're struggling or if you just want some new inspiration and everything in between, this is a great template to get to the next level. Thanks for the support, everybody. Every little bit helps, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video.